Hello everyone, I am Roma Ludri, working as an assistant professor in Devgiri Institute of Engineering and Management Studies, Aurangabad. Would like to welcome you all in this session of reading skills. As you all know, there are four basic skills of communication, or we can say there are four basic skills of language. They are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Though each skill has its own importance, efficiency in one is dependent upon and also affects the efficiency in the other. We begin our day by picking up the newspaper and reading the headlines. During the day, we read our emails, letters, other books, and magazines. While going on the road, we read banners and advertisement on the boards. And before going to bed, we read our prayers. Knowingly or unknowingly, we spend a lot of time on reading. Executive working in business and industrial organizations depend daily on the information contained in the office manuals, newspaper, magazine, journal, books, letters, business report, and office orders, etc. So, the success of any organization depends upon its executives' ability to read and understand the material quickly and adequately. It cannot be denied that all executives have to read efficiently so that they may understand and retain the studied material for a longer period. At the same time, they can improve further by sharpening the skills of efficient and purposeful reading. So, it is very important to read, and that is why today we are going to cover reading skills. Now, what is reading? The definition of reading is a process of retrieving the meaning of stored information or ideas. Or we can say, reading is the complex cognitive process of decoding symbols to derive meaning. So, we are going to decode the symbols. So, it is the mental process of understanding writer's message. In simple word, it is a mental process, and here we are going to understand a writer's message, which is called as reading. Reading is not merely seeing letters, it is not merely seeing words and figures, but it also involves understanding, interpreting, and response or reaction. The reader must be able to recognize the words and symbols. He must know the meaning. He must be able to grasp the thoughts expressed by the writer, and he must feel the tone and mood that the writer is trying to convey. So, it is very important to read perfectly. At a more advanced level, he should be able to judge the accuracy and correctness of the writer's thought and also know how to apply or use them. So, reading plays very important role. So, now we are going to see the importance of reading. So, what is the importance of reading? Why we are going to read? So, first one, through reading we are getting knowledge. So, see, um, so many readers, we are also reading books, we are also reading reference books, we are also reading journals, news, magazines, and from there we are getting too much knowledge, and like that reading helps to acquire knowledge. Next one, reading helps in mental development. So, through reading, we are getting education. Through reading, we are getting information. Through reading, we are acquiring skills. Through reading, we are getting instructions. And that is why reading helps our mental development. Next one, it is going to improve conversational skills. Now, how it is going to improve your conversational skill? See, for conversation, you need vocabulary or you need language, And how we are going to develop our language? Only through reading. Okay, so reading helps a lot to develop our language, and developing language is developing conversational skills. Now it helps readers to decipher new words. See, there are so many new words we are coming across. So we are getting the meaning of these new words through only reading, and that is why it helps readers to decipher new words. We are going to develop vocabulary and language skills. And if the reader don't know anything about a subject, then it will be difficult for him to grab the information. So the importance of reading is also to grab the information. Through reading we get so many information. Okay, visit your library and you will see there are many books, and these books, definitely each book will teach you a new lesson, because books have power, and because of that reading we are getting motivation, we get motivated, we get knowledge, we get entertainment, we get enthusiasm, and that is why reading is very much important. And for entertainment purpose also we are going to read. We are going to read poems, we are going to read novels, we are going to read dramas, Shakespeare, Hamlet, Othello, Romeo and Juliet are the best dramas. And see, for entertainment purpose, we are reading that drama and we get entertained because of that books. And that is why reading gives us entertainment. So many books are there, they are playing the role of entertainment. Now we are going to see the types of readers. So there are three types of reader. First one is motor reader, second one is auditory reader, and third one is a visual reader. Now what is motor reader, what is auditory reader, and what is visual reader, we are going to see one by one. Okay, so first one is a motor reader. Now what is motor reader? See, motor readers move their lips while reading. It is a painfully slow process. So motor readers move their lips while reading. This kind of reading is a painfully slow process, and the reading is also of poor quality. See, in the first standard and in the second standard, how we are going to read? This is like a motor reader. We are going to move our lips. Okay, loud reading was there, and it was a slow. Now you are reading, and previously you are reading, there is a big difference. It was slow and it was also poor quality reading. So such a reading is called as motor reading. Now next one is the auditory reading. So auditory readers are those who need to hear the sound of the word in their minds in order to understand the meaning of words. So the speed and quality of auditory readers is not very good. So remember that what sometime we are reading the things, but in our minds also we are going to read that, we are getting that sound, and then we need to understand the meaning of the word. So this is the second stage of reading. Here it is better than motor reader, but the speed and quality is not very good. And third one is a visual reader. So visual reader is what? The visual readers are able to understand words, phrases and entire sentence without having to say or hear the words. For visual readers, the eye is merely an extension of the mind to which the message of the written matter goes directly. Sometimes see, in a glance also we know the message. Okay. So sometimes also see, in if suppose exam period is there, we are covering the text, we are covering the notes. So this is called as visual reading, and the reader is called as visual reader. So at a glance he is going to recognize all the things and he is going to read automatically. So this is the best quality of reading. and there is a speed in that reading. So it is very important to read properly. Now, what are the types of reading? Basically, there are four types of reading: skimming, scanning, intensive reading, and extensive reading. So, what is skimming? What is scanning? What is intensive reading? And what is extensive reading? We are going to see one by one. So, skimming is a general understanding of the whole text. It is the fastest type of reading based on the purpose. So, skimming and scanning are two very different strategies for speed reading. These are each used for different purpose and are not meant to be used all the time. They are at the fast end of the speed reading range. People who know how to skim, they are flexible in their reading. So, skimming is one of the tools you can use to read more in less time. So, it is the fastest type of reading based on the purpose, and that is why it is also called as rapid survey reading. So, it is a fast reading technique and one can collect key information through skimming. Skimming is quickly going through the content to get a general idea about the matter. So, running the eyes over quickly to get the content. So, speed of the reading technique is fast as the intention is to get the central idea of the content. So, details we are going to skip it, and we are only going to give focus on key points. So, skimming refers to looking only for the general or main ideas and works best with non-fiction material. With skimming, your overall understanding is reduced because you don't read everything. You read only what is important to your purpose. Skimming takes place while reading and allows you to look for details in addition to the main ideas. Now, how to skim? So, many people think that skimming is a very difficult process. So, however, to skim effectively, there has to be a structure. So, let's say you are doing research on a long chapter on or a website. By reading the first few paragraphs in detail, you will get a good idea of what information. So, at the end of each topic sentence, your eyes should drop down through the rest of the paragraph. This is called as skimming. So, when we are going to skim, because skimming is done at a fast speed with less than normal comprehension, you shouldn't skim all the time. However, there are many times when skimming is very useful. So, at that time only, you have to use skimming. So, next is scanning. Now, what is scanning? See, look for specific. Here we are going to look for a specific information in the text. It makes you skip more than you read. It is also called as search reading. So, looking for a particular piece of information, we are going to search the things. This is called as scanning. So, the purpose of scanning is to extract specific information without reading the whole text. So, specific detailed information can be read and grasped through scanning. So, whereas scanning is used to search for specific information or ideas in the text, in this technique, you speedily go through the text but slow down when you find the specific information you are searching for. You focus on that part of the message which is very important. Now, scanning, in this way you understood that scanning is useful tool for speeding up your reading. Unlike skimming, when scanning you look only for a specific fact or piece of information. For example, you need one word in dictionary. At that time we are searching for that dictionary. We are So that is what scanning. We are searching for particular word. You scan when you look for your favorite show listed in the cable guide, for your friend's phone number in a telephone book, and for the sports score in the newspaper. So these are the examples of scanning. For scanning to be successful, you need to understand how your material is structured as well as comprehend what you read so you can locate the specific information you need. Scanning also allows you to find details and other information in a hurry. So, before you start scanning, it is essential to establish the purpose, locate the appropriate material, and knowing how the information is structured. So, the material you scan is typically arranged in the following ways: alphabetically, chronologically, non alphabetically, by category, or textually. Learning to use your hands while scanning is very helpful in locating specific information. Using your hand or finger is extremely helpful in focusing your attention and keeping your place while scanning in the column of material. So, like that, scanning, only remember that scanning is reading for a, means reading for a particular searching. It is called as search reading. You are searching or looking for a particular piece of information, and for that you are reading. This is nothing but scanning. Now next one is a intensive reading. So intensive reading means what? Intensive reading is also part of or type of reading. So it is also called as word for word type of reading. For some exam, see, we are going to read each word, that is called as intensive reading. So requires one to read material related to field of specialization if suppose you want to do research in some areas. So for that research material you have to read each and every word, because every word has its own meaning and you have to find out the words. So reading carefully is very important, and such reading is called as intensive reading. So, the object of intensive reading demands a great deal of content or content area reading. Another type of reading is called as extensive reading. So, it is also called as light type of reading. So, reading for leisure, you love what you read. So, longer text for pleasure, and for global understanding we are going to read, and this is called as extensive reading. So reading for leisure, see, in a free time we are going to read, and this is called as extensive reading. So in free time, what we are going to read, which we love to read. So you love what you read, and longer text for pleasure and for global understanding we are going to read. So this is very important in extensive reading. It is a light type of reading. Now next one is a reading comprehension. So comprehension means understanding. So reading comprehension means what? Reading ability to understand information presented in written form. So reading comprehension skill separates the passive unskilled reader from the active readers. In 10th or 12th you are having passage, and you have to read the passage and you have to give answers of the questions, right? So that was the structure of your 10th or maybe in 12th, or sometime we have to give answers related to the passage. Okay, so we have to read the passage carefully and we have to give answers according to our reading. So this is nothing but understanding of that passage and understanding of reading, how you understood the message. This is very important. So reading comprehension is very important. So reasons for poor comprehension, what are the reasons for poor comprehension? First one, we are not able to understand word, right? Next one, we are not going to able to understand some sentences. We are not going to understand how sentence relate to one another. So relation we are not going to get. And sometimes we are not understanding how the information fits together in a meaningful way. So lack of interest and concentration is there, and that is why these are the reasons for poor comprehension. So there are some levels for of reading comprehension. So there are three levels, that is the reading the lines, reading between the lines, and reading beyond the lines. Now let us see what is the reading the lines. So reading the lines means what? The answer is the text. You can point to the answer. So key questions are who, what, when, where. So four W's are there: who, what, when, and where. So you are giving the answers and you are getting the meaning of that line. This is what reading the line. Very example that I would like to tell you, that woods are lovely, dark and deep. Woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. Miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep. So if we are considering these lines, what is the question? Who, okay, what, when, and where. We have to give only answers to this and we will find the meaning of the only line. We are not getting the meaning beyond the line. So this is what reading the line. Next one, reading between the line. Now what is reading between the line? So in reading the line, the reading involves decoding of the language. We are only decoded the structure and the symbols. So this is just a literal reading we have taken from that line. Now in reading between the line, this is goes beyond the superficial reading, wherein the reader tries to decipher the hidden or intended meaning. Now there are some hidden meaning in these four lines also. Miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep. You have to find out the hidden meaning in these lines. So this is what reading between the line. And next one is reading beyond the lines. So reading beyond the lines means what? Reader tries to understand the meaning of the text by applying his experiences, knowledge, cultural views, and develops a wholesome approach towards life. So here we are making connection outside of the text, evaluate and critique. Key questions are: why is this important? What does this mean to be? What does this mean to other people? So we are finding out the answer. So reading is a multifaceted process that develops only with practice. So we are applying the rules and regulations. We are means finding philosophy behind the lines. This is what reading beyond the lines. We are applying our experiences to that. So this is what reading beyond the lines. Now what are the barriers to effective reading? So first barrier to effective reading is lack of grammatical and linguistic competence. Sometimes we are not having grammatical knowledge and we are not having linguistic competence. Because of pronunciation also, the meaning changes. Next one, there is a lack of motivation. So due to lack of motivation also, there is a barrier to effective reading. Next one, we are not able to concentrate. So because of proper concentration, we are not going to read properly. Sometimes the size of the book, this is also one of the barrier in effective reading. So now what is lack of grammatical and linguistic competence? So many people cannot read effectively because they fail to decrypt grammatical and lexical units of language in the text. So they lack the ability to differentiate and recognize the words, sentences, expressions used in the text. So it hampers the process of reading. So the reader may stop reading further if he fails to understand the text grammatically. So next one is lack of motivation. Now, what is lack of motivation? Reading for information and knowledge requires motivation and discipline. So, many people think reading as boring and time consuming task. Lack of proper motivation and goal may create barrier to reading. Next one, lack of concentration. We are having many apps on our mobile phones. We are always busy in WhatsApp, we are always busy in chatting, but we are not going to concentrate over the book. So, if the reader lacks concentration while reading, he just will turn pages after pages without much comprehension. So, reading is a psycho-linguistic process. It requires careful attention to the reader. Next one, proper light and ventilation. So, this is also cause and this is also barrier to read effectively. So a reader has to struggle a lot to read in a dim light or in a dark room. If proper ventilation is not there in the reading room, reader may be feel suffocated or may be he feel tired. So because of that also, this is also one of the barrier in effective reading. Next one is the size of the book. Now see how size of the book plays very important role. So normally people prefer reading small size articles and text. If the book contains volumes of pages, it decreases the interest of the reader. So if the book is having large size or many pages, we get tired to read, and that is why size of the book also hampers, it also affects the reading interest. Next one, articulating the words and sentences loudly. Many readers have habit to articulate loudly or murmur the word in the text. They buzz each word, which creates a barrier to speed reading. And see, if you are going to read loudly, no, you are not able to concentrate, okay, and you are not able to read too much things. If you are going to read it silently, it is okay. But if you are reading loudly and you are making pronunciation of each and every word, it is not possible to read each and every word loudly. So, it also affects effective reading. Next one, so many people are having habit to put finger, pen or any object on the words and sentences while reading. This also is one of the barrier because many people put their finger or pen on the text while reading. They move the finger or object from word to word, which lower downs the process of reading, and sometimes it is going to distract the things. Next one is a narrow eye span. So what is narrow eye span? So narrow eye span is, see, many readers read the text into independent eye shift between each and every word. They have narrow eye span. It not only decreases the speed of reading but also affects the comprehension. Shorter the eye span, slower the speed and comprehension. Readers require proper training and technique to expand their eye span. Okay, so this is also very much important, and these are the barriers to effective read. Now we are going to see tips for becoming effective reader. So what are the tips for becoming effective reader? But before that, I would like to tell you how to overcome with this barrier. So always prepare your mind to read. Begin with the end in mind. So if you are going to read with these things, definitely you will be a effective reader. So tips for becoming effective reader is keep a list of books you want to read. So always have a list of books to you want to read. So suppose whatever the books you want to read, if you are prepared in your mind that books I want to read, so first and foremost practice some relaxation sequences and means do meditations and always prepare your mind to read, and then keep a list of books you want to read. Next one, read several books at once. So if you don't like a book, stop reading it after 50 pages. If suppose sometime it happens that we are not liking the we are not means we don't like the book to read, that time definitely you have to stop for the things. Use apps to read long form articles on the go. Take notes wherever necessary, because don't hesitate to make marginal annotations or intellectual graffiti. So by making notes in the white spaces of text passages with personal relevancy, it is always good to take notes for becoming effective reader. Consider your downtime. So if suppose you are tired, you are bored, don't read, and accept there will be times when you won't read. So there are some times there you find that you are not going to read, so don't read this. Always begin with the end in mind. So decide on your ultimate application and whether you want a global overview or detailed information from your reading, as well as how much time you are prepared to invest, as your decision will determine your reading pace. So always have an attacking strategy. So learn and apply the seemingly popular strategy. So, if you are knowing the patterns of reading and visual pacing is there, so definitely you will become a great reader. So, I think I have covered all the things which are beneficial for reading. So, what are the levels of comprehension? What is the act of reading? And how to become a good reader. So, one way researchers have studied what good readers do, it is often to ask them to think aloud as they read. So, from these studies, researchers have determined that the seemingly insignificant activity described as a good reading is made up of a set of highly complex, well developed, and well practiced skills and abilities. So, it is very important to you to develop the habit of reading. Through reading, you will get information, you will get education, you will acquire many skills, you will acquire instruction, you will also develop the interest, you will feel uh, means pleasure, and you will acquire knowledge, and which is very important. So keep reading. Thank you so much.